Hi guys, I just had my MRI done and I feel good. Actually, like the MRI. I almost used the word enjoy the MRI more than I do those CT or CAT scans or PET scans because they use so much radiation. But I was just looking up the contrast material that they IV drip into you, or they drip into you somehow they push into you through an IV, and it starts with a G, gadolinium, something like that, I believe. It's a rare earth material. I'm not sure what they teach these nurses, at these places where we get the MRIs done, at these imaging centers, as they're called, because I asked her on more than one occasion, more than one time, I'm sure I asked it before too, if there was any side effect to the contrast agent. She kept telling me that you must take, lots of fluid, lots of liquid today. Make sure you flush that stuff out. But there's no side effects. That's what she said. And then looking up, and just doing a really quick Google on it and seeing a couple of scientific papers on it, claim that this stuff does have the ability, according to some studies, to accumulate in the brain tissue, which is probably not a good thing for rare earth material to accumulate in your brain. As far as having any kind of side effect, I don't know. They say that just people that have problems with kidney problems and that kind of thing have had issues with it before, but if you have normal kidney function, then there's nothing much to it. So I don't know, in so many of these things in what we call modern medicine, and what we use as a work against a certain thing that we're trying to combat. We use chemicals or man-made items or stuff that we find. We might even find, this is not the right place. Yeah, well, this is not the right place, my friend. My car driving itself here. I have to do a U-turn. But that said, we have made tons of progress. I know in this area, and I don't want to, totally say that nothing works with current, the current chemistry that we use for medications and current pills, pharmaceuticals, and stuff like that. There is some use for that. I know there is. I'm not just saying that a diet would work, or doing this would work, or sleep would work. I do believe that there are places for this, just as there are places for seeing doctors when there are issues with the body that need to be tended to in that way. And there's a million different things that you can put in those boxes, right? For instance, if you break your leg, I think you need to go see the doctor. It's not something you could probably set on your own. All right. So that said, the MRI is done. It was done of the abdomen. It's a little different this time than it was the last time. Last time, I remember the MRI being longer. I think what they did is an MRI of the total cavity here, the chest and the abdomen. So that's probably why it took longer, because I remember falling asleep and the technician having to come in and, talk to me down that tunnel and say, Dave, you got to stay awake, because the device, the MRI device, the unit, and one of the parts it does in taking pictures is uses your breath as a calibration as to when to snap that photo, Oh, one thing I should have asked is if I could have gotten a copy of those pictures. I guess I'll call back and and see if I can, since this is pretty close to my house, see if I can drop by. I keep forgetting that. I did that last time too, and I really wanted, what they do is they give you a CD of the output from the MRI, and it's something, it's yours, you know, so you can put your name on it and you take off with it. But I know that the team up in Tampa will probably want that for their records, so I'll have to go back and get that, make a phone call. Can't forget. All right, so that's done. Won't have the results from the MRI for a couple of days, so I don't really know what to tell you on that. Just a little quick update on that, and feeling good about it. Yeah. Hope you're having a fine day. We're counting down toward the end of the year, toward Christmas and stuff. And, you know, even though the holiday seasons are here, the season is here, I want you to not forget that, you know, we do really have to take care of our health. If you have anyone that has any kind of specific something going on as far as the area of cancer or cancer care, something that they've been going through, possibly recently diagnosed and not really knowing where to turn, then I suggest you having them, just either you or them, just direct message me. And not that I am some kind of wizard of cancer, I'm not, but what I've researched and found has really helped me and, you know, the people that I touch, with the message that a specific protocol can really help you. You know, it doesn't have to be the chemicals and the MRIs, chemicals and the CAT scans, chemicals and the PET scans, you know, the chemotherapy is what I'm talking about. You can have a better life, a safer one. Not saying you should stop your chemotherapy. This is something you have to discuss with you and your oncologist. But I am saying that there are other protocols out there. You can watch the numbers, as I have done. That's what I did. I started doing this, and then I started watching those numbers, and, you know, to see what would happen. And sure enough, it really helped. So encourage them to get in touch with me. I can hook them up with what I'm doing. They don't have to copy it, but they can see and make a decision for their own. And if you know, they need a little bit of coaching in that area, which I certainly did, as I think, you know, is up to date and is coachable and is what do you call it, taking the initiative to go after this stuff as much as I did. I still thought I needed somebody that had been there before to help me through it. So with that, I'll end this one. We'll see you in the next video, and hopefully have some results for you real soon on that MRI.